If we discuss heaven, sure you would have heard about Zeus, aka Lord Indra, his lavish lifestyle. I mean, who doesn't want that? We have to do a lot of work to achieve anything. And being the king of heavens, there is no wish or desire that you can't fulfill. And also without any effort. But you gotta earn that position. It's not so easy. Plus, there comes a lot of responsibility for maintaining rain and thunder. Yeah, you would also have to please him, otherwise, there's no more rain. Plus, the Lord gets jealous if someone on earth is under deep meditation. There is a threat that someone might take his place and replace him because King of Heavens is a job title and the people get selected from among us. Yes, guys, don't worry. Any of you can earn that title, but remember, that's not the end, but it's the extreme end of our desires, which we always crave. But it's not like you have to go to a special place called heaven. For some, earth is a heaven in itself, and it could prove to be hell for some others. So there is no need to go to a special place called hell. And it depends on your nature. What is the definition of heaven according to your desire? For some, having a lifestyle of Dan Bilzerian is heaven on earth, and for some, it might be a deep attachment to their parents, children, or sibling. But there comes a point in your life when you would get bored of all this as well. I mean, I would for sure. For me, only Dan Bilzerian is not the end. It might be a side business, but I will get over this soon. I mean, sex is the highest desire and most difficult to conquer for men. Who doesn't want to have sex with different females? As per Japanese third phase, which would say that you never show this face to anyone but deep down it's hidden inside of you. So the other two phases are the ones that you show to some people, but the third phase is just kept for yourself, hidden. Many of us are scared of society and other possible barriers among us. That's it. It's only in the mind, the thinking that it's wrong. Anyhow, moving forward, but for some, just sex is everything. That's it. So they don't think beyond that. But the time is that which makes it boring. With time, you will get over this. Given a chance to fulfill all your inner desires, even being the king of heavens, one day you would surely get bored. And then you wanna move out of that position yourself. And someone else is just waiting to replace you because he has made all the effort towards becoming the king of heavens. So replacement occurs. So let's continue with Bhagavad-Gita knowledge. It's very interesting thing. If a picture of that cell, that chamber, when the seed is implanted for the first time in the mother's womb is taken and you are told that this is where you were 50 years ago, then you will not be ready to believe. What a joke. I used to look like this, a small cell which is not even visible to the naked eye, which has to be seen through a microscope, which has neither eyes nor ears nor any bones, in which there is nothing, one who does not know whether he will be a woman or a man, whom I don't know, this tiny dot, this black spot, this is me, you are just kidding, get aside. How can this be me? But this is your first picture. You keep it in your album. And if this is not you, then the picture you have today cannot be you either. Because tomorrow that too will change. If we juxtapose a picture of a man on the day he was born and a picture of the day he died, will we see any correspondence between the two? So if we start doing the comparison, any connections we can make, will we ever be able to imagine that this is the same child who was born, this same old man is dying? No, no. consistency will be seen. There will be very inconsistent things. Where this is and where that is, there is no connection visible between them. But we never worry or think about such inconsistent flow. So there will be a consistency that will be seen. Krishna is trying to raise this idea in Arjuna. Krishna is saying that I fear that the figures which you are saying will disappear. These shapes are always disappearing gradually. These have been disappearing 24 hours a day. These are always in the process of being erased. Man does nothing else in his life except die. His whole life is one long sequence of dying. What begins in birth is completed in death. The process of birth is one step, the process of death is the second step. And it is not that death comes suddenly one day. Death comes every day from the day of birth. Only then death can reach you. It takes 70 years to reach you, or consider that it takes you 70 years to reach that point. But the journey starts on the first day itself. All this is changing, but still I don't understand why, in the midst of so much change, I continue to think that I am the same as I was a child. I am the same as I was when I was young. I am the same as the old man. Where does this identity, this continuity, this memory, this remembering persist amidst so much change? To whom does it persist? Why does it persist? There must be a voice within which is unchanged. Otherwise, who will remember? I say that when I was 10 years old, such an incident happened. Whatever was inside me 10 years ago must be there at some level even today. Otherwise, how can I remember the events that happened in 10 years? I was not what I am today. This was not me. Whatever I see today, it was not me in 10 years. Who remembers? Where is the formula of memory? There must be some nail deep inside me on which everything has changed. But the nail always stays fixed. The paths have changed. The chariot has traveled on many paths, but there must be one nail which has seen every condition of the wheel. The flywheel itself cannot remember, changing all the time. There needs to be some unchangeable element. So Krishna is saying that there was a child, youth, and old age. Amidst all this change, there is some constant, something which is not changing, not affected, some unmoving fact. Its memory is meant to be awakened. Then we will not be able to say that I was a child. Then we will not be able to say that I was young. Then we will not be able to say that I am old. No, then we will talk about something else. Then we will say that sometimes I was in childhood, sometimes I was in youth, sometimes I was in old age, sometimes I was born, sometimes I was in the process of dying. But this, what is called as the I, this I will break away from all these situations just like a traveler passing through stations while traveling. So he doesn't say at Ahmedabad station that I am Ahmedabad. Instead, he says that I am at Ahmedabad station. Like I have become an Ahmedabadi citizen. He doesn't say. After reaching Bombay, he does not say that he has become a Bombay citizen. He says that I am at Bombay station, because if he becomes a Bombay citizen, he will never be an Ahmedabad citizen again. If he becomes an Ahmedabad citizen, then he can never become a Bombay citizen. It's another matter that after getting citizenship of a certain country, we declare that we are a citizen of this particular country. As right now there are restrictions of borders. Land can never belong to a particular group of people. It's meant for every living being. But because unfortunately we have to struggle to even get a particular kind of country that we love, you have to do a lot of hard work to settle over there. So before also this used to happen, but like right now people are so much into land, like they are even fighting for that, they are ready to kill. But see, the humorous part, now Canada has become not worthy of living.